33, or better still 0912-6666-9908. And today we will be having the topic that I wish every one of us we have to enlighten ourselves. And as I do say on shows, is that we are very, very civilized people. And on this show, we have to, any day, any time, we have to be very, very civilized in terms of us passing, making comment, contribution, and asking question, because a radio is a means of us having a very, very serious, robust conversation whereby you learn, I equally learn too, and at the end of the day, we make a full cycle. You will be happy, I will be happy, and the system will be happy. And as I said, today I will be having two very, very giant guests with me, and you that are listening to us across the world, the biggest. You are the VVVIP. You are the VVVIP, and today we will be having this very, very robust conversation based on what a lot of things that is happening in the world. Today we'll be looking at the Nigeria sovereignty and the security challenge. Nigeria sovereignty and the security challenge is our topic for today. And my very, very wonderful guests are seasoned, wonderful Nigeria, any day, any time. They are very patriotic, and they are equally very, very conversant with the environmental issue. So have knowledge of what we want to have, the conversation we want to have today. Joining us from across the water, from abroad, is going to be a very, very wonderful brother. Many of us, you have been hearing his voice in media house or reading about him in print, electronic media in Nigeria and across the world. His name is Oji Alexander Chijuke. Oji is a management accounting office expert, and he's a logistic expert too, and he's a public affairs analyst. He will be joining us from one of the countries in Europe, and our brother here will equally, someone will be joining us here too. You know, this is Money Oni. Ayoyinka Oni will be joining us very, very soon. You'll be hearing his voice. So Ayoyinka Oni is a human rights activist, so he'll be with us live in the studio. And as I said, my own name is Joseph Folorunsho. I don't think you are new to me, and I'm not new to you too. And as I said, let me first of all text the audio of a very, very wonderful brother joining us from Europe. Chief Oji, can you hear me?
Yes, good morning, sir. Thank you so much for having me.
All right.
It's really, really low. Voice is so faint. Can you boost up the audio, please?
Okay, I think the wonderful engineer, they should be able to do that. I know this is our job. Everybody has his role. Our engineer is looking at that too. That's why I say, okay, let me text your audio. Is it okay now?
It's too low. It's too low. I don't know if it's from my own end.
Okay, check your own end.
To increase the.
But I can hear you very clear. Yeah, and I believe that wonderful people can equally hear you too. Is it okay now? Is it okay?
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can. Let me try an alternative platform too, whether it would be better.
Okay. As I said, we will be looking at the issue of politics. We'll be looking at policies or policy, and we now look at you, me, the people, because those that actually define democracy from their side is, they say, the government of the people, for the people, and by the people. So the people there is very, very, there's not all the three things that I mentioned there. The people all is very, very, the people can't, and that is the reason we say on this show this morning, we'll be looking at politics, we'll be looking at policy, and we will be looking at the people. Because let's assume there's no person in Ghana. I don't know who the Ghana president will be. Is it presidential over? So it is extremely very, very key that we look at the people. The same thing across the whole world. Now look at the issue of sovereignty, and equally look at the issue of security. Security is the basis for everything. Chief Oji, is it okay now? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but very faint, very, very faint.
Wow.
It's still a bit low.
Okay, just let's see what.
Good. I can hear you now.
Okay, you say you can hear me now. Okay, maybe. Okay. All right. Okay. Let look at it. Thank you very much for joining us on the show. You are as good as being in Nigeria, despite say you are talking to us from one of the country in Europe. And today is we'll be looking at on the show is the Saturday morning politics, policy, and the people. And I'll be looking at the issue of the Nigeria sovereignty and the security challenge. Chief Judge, when you talk of sovereignty, I think supreme and sovereignty, they are very, very close. But we call God is supreme. God is supreme. But Nigeria has a sovereign state. When you talk of state, a sovereign nation. And we now have issue of security challenge. And in one of my class, my professor will tell you that there's no country that will sit down and want to challenge their sovereignty. They will tell you that no, that is a no-go area. But you see a lot of African country, few guys, few individuals, they did not only challenge the sovereignty, they insult a lot of African country. And sometimes, occasionally, they say, okay, let's negotiate, let's discuss. What is your take in many African definition arrangement of sovereignty?
Well, thank you again for having me, my boss. And good morning to Nigerians, wherever they are listening from, and to our brothers during this festive season, brothers and sisters, our regards goes out to them. Very unfortunate that this continued violation, because when we also talk about human rights, this is one of the gross, human rights violations, and it's becoming like a norm. The most saddest part is becoming a norm, where it's this invading, takes place, and the whole world just sits and watch. We saw what happened with whatever Israel chose to term the world, in its violation and invasion of Iran, and with all the so-called decimation of the Iranian nuclear facilities, and all those who were killed in the course of those conducts of such operations. Until today, the International Criminal Court is yet to bring them to book. The same thing has continued to happen in the Palestinian states, which today has recognized recognitions from over 40-something, or about 50 countries today. Now, coming back to Africa, why it saddens me is that in terms of human capital, in terms of resources, in terms of everything you can think about that God has bestowed the earth with, Africa is the only continent in the whole world, the only continent that is self-sufficient in everything. Africa is the only continent that does not need at all to import anything at all, because God has gifted it enormously, including the things that will be used in the next 1,000 years, if technology is to advance further than it is today. But the problem has always been this colonization of the mentality and thinking of the African person. First of all, they lack that same confidence, to even be of essence to themselves, to become useful to themselves. And so you continue to see this invasion as a result of the fact that they have failed to take advantage of the God-given talent and enormous endowments in all ramifications. So if you fail to do the needful, do not cry woe when this is taken advantage by people who now seem to know more than you. In the same Africa today, the entire populations, villages are mapped out by the Google, controlled by the Google, and other related navigational facilities around the globe. None has a sitting capital in Africa to navigate, let's even say the closest to us, the Italy or the Greece. And this is as if this is not enough. We're now witnessing the invasions of the continued colonial masters and the new masters that are coming on board. If we take a look at the drama that has just taken place in our dear nation.
I mean, sorry, I'm coming there. I'm actually coming there. From what you said now, there's something that is a bit shocked about. Among this continent that you mentioned, Africa actually have the highest number of countries, over 54 countries, while other continents have lower. We show that in terms of country, we have an advantage. We're supposed
That's
to
right.
like we sit together, look at the blessing of God toward Africa. Is as if God started his creation from Africa and give us everything that we need. Is it weather? Just name them. The only challenge I do say that we have is other countries we do have a tsunami, earthquake, but in many African countries we do have a human quake and human hurricane. That's it. When you want to come out with a policy, you don't sit down and say, okay, this policy, what would be the benefit of this policy for the betterment of my people? In my psychology class, one of my professors late now, Professor Ilogu, do tell us that it is an aberration for you to be using human being as a placebo. But African nations use their citizens like a placebo. You want to check any policy, you don't look for a way to check it for whether it will work or it will not work. You don't wake up, you announce something, you don't care whether it will favor the people or not. What do you think is the cause of this?
Well, I think it's lack of consistency roadmap. There's always this liking leadership to personal vendetta or personal business, and it has also become our culture now to allow these people, when they come on seat, to take it like it's their own family business. Just the same way they manage the family business, you can see the bitterness they display. In most cases, they abandon their previous colleagues' activities or uncompleted projects all remain the same. And they begin to pursue white elephant projects that in most cases they would never deliver. Take, for instance, the current coastal highway now, which we know should have been termed Lagos State Coastal Way, not the targeted drive to give the impression that it is all meant to become a norm within Africa, and especially in our own dear country.
And sometimes inconsistency in terms of policy direction.
Yeah. And so you find out that they want to be seen at the center as this is a project that should be named after them, irrespective of whether it is meant to become something viable or to even serve the people. They embark on it. And in most cases, nobody questions them because they have become leaders that are in dictatorial form. Let's not forget that these are national resources that are being plundered, especially the ones now that are being borrowed, said to be borrowed on behalf of Nigerians. And there's no accountability. We continue to see these things, become a reality that people can pocket this and get away because there is no consistency in our policies. If you ask an average investor coming to Nigeria today, what are the policies that guarantees if your investment will continue to be there in existence, especially with the policies of the government. They are not sure, and that is why every investor who comes in, like the Indians and the Chinese, they are, highly capitalist individuals that want their returns in less than a year or tagged to that particular administration because they know that the minute a new administration comes in, whatever previous administrations have done with them is a mess. It will continue to be pulled down because they believe that such things do not benefit them. So whatever they will do to ensure that that is brought down, they will do it. And that has continued to be the same thing across so many countries that have refused to develop themselves in Africa.
Okay, let's now come to our very, very wonderful nation, Nigeria. Recently, sometime this year, there was the men in boot were trying to do something in Benin Republic, just our neighbor here. Africa can be the giant of this very continent, giant of Africa. Say, no, 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 we don't take that kind of nonsense. We're able to assist them to say, no, let the normal system, a democratic system, which is again questionable because of the behavior, the attitude of some of the operators there. We're able to help them to return back to the way they were and ask the military guys to be in their various barracks. But we're shocked in our own nation, a part of Nigeria, we're trying to negotiate with some bandits, and they give condition that they should not see any person that wear uniform in that very negotiation table. They don't want to see anybody that is coming there with any of our maybe security uniform. It could be a military, it could be police. And in order, because the system or some individuals say, because it is a negotiation table, they need to say, okay, let us comply with what, or let's agree with what they actually propose. I want to ask you, how do you, is a sovereign nation and some elements who were actually disturbing the system, taking life, killing people, and I say, okay, now that we want to discuss, please ensure that none of your men that is coming should wear uniform. And not only that, a very wonderful, a gallant officer was killed, and the individual wear the person uniform with his rank, and even came for a meeting. So I was trying to sovereignty, Nigeria sovereignty, and some elements. What do you think? What are the gap, and how do we close them?
Well, the challenge is still that there's a lot of lack of coordination from the center. When a government has its priorities misplaced, you would always have this kind of outcomes. Just like the example you cited now, till today, I'm not aware of any official release statement from the top, and I mean the top from the Ministry of Information, or even the security agencies, as to how they intend to ensure that the individuals involved are brought to book. In this case, the individuals were said to have come for the so-called peace party meetings. And for such an individual to brandish that such level of confidence, to put on the uniform of a slain who should have been termed as a hero serving his nation, is not just a slap in the entire nation's current administration, but is a slap to the people that were unable to uphold the rule of law that says a tooth for tooth and eye for eye, especially in the case of unjustified killings of a sovereign, law enforcement personnel. And the government still feels comfortable to use deodorants in describing these individuals as said to be, they belong to their children and all kinds of names. And the same government has not shown any consistency in its words, matching it with actions about going after these individuals, especially with the continued mouthpiece of the president telling the Nigerians and the rest of the world that the military are in constant touch with these perpetrators of these heinous crimes. And we feel very comfortable as Nigerians to say we have a government. Just a few days ago, the sitting president of another dear nation not just only violated our rights, but grammar that our own security agencies that says that they sought and carried out the intelligence are yet to come to the world to tell us what indeed happened. Because it's obvious that the US may have carried out a secret mission and misled the Nigerians to thinking they were working together. The exploded sites did not show any damage or human life. We have said, yes, there were big bangs and there were explosions, which according to the words of the President of the United States, that yes, he even sent his own Christmas greetings to those who have been gone. But today, the people who did the intelligence, according to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, who seems to be enjoying himself in Europe because he was definitely not in the country, and relying on the information from back home to feed the world in telling the world ISIS were gathering there. Is it that this explosion was kill and dry? That means it killed the individuals and dried them off, because we didn't see from the site not even a damaged equipment. Or was it that the Nigerian counterparts were the sweepers? The minute
Okay, Mr. Oji, because you take us there, because I was coming
and forwarding.
I was coming gradually to that very place. Before we come to that very place properly, let's look at you calling no to almost like 2 days I could not sleep. I could not have a listen to maybe some of the maybe narrative or statement from some top government official. There is no, I didn't see any sign any of that. Oh, a general was killed by some non-state actor and they need to pay dearly for it. But it would have been combined forces of the Navy, the Air Force, possibly even the KAI, not to talk of the SSS, the civil defense. So it combined for us, we need to pass a message. But it was just business as usual. Our president was in Benue State sometime this year after the killing of some individual, and he asked a question. Till tomorrow, maybe the first quarter, they are still looking for a way to answer that question. Is there any? Does it mean there's no arrest? Because when the president saw those kind of the whole killing and everything, he asked a question. Is there any arrest? The question, they are trying to understand the question and give a few days. These same elements still go to the same Benue and kill some people. And this is a sovereign state, Chief Oji.
Well, you see, the challenges when one begins to dine with, I don't want to use certain words because it's from the media. When individuals do not show value for what they have, those who know will take advantage of it in every situation. What is the cost of human life in today's Nigeria? You cannot equate a human's life today now to a ram, not to talk about a cow, because people are being killed for mere 15 naira that cannot buy a biscuit. Don't forget that as of today, the smallest biscuit today now in Nigeria sells between 100 and something naira to 200.
It depends on your it depends on your location.
It depends on the location. So now, if you bring it home, where cows now go for in excess of 1.6 million to 2 million and above, how then do you now match? Excuse me. How then do you now match the equation of an animal to a human life? where people are constantly being maimed and killed. And in most cases, until they acknowledge, and it is the number that they acknowledge that becomes official. So in most cases where over 100 people have been slaughtered, it's just a normal day. And nobody is held accountable. The former administration had the perpetrators who were brought to book. So at the time I even said that if it was being stored in a library, the library should have been full by now. Femi Adesina and his co-gang, spokesperson to the president,
Gabashew.
Yeah, were all with the intention that, according to Nigerians, that they will be brought to book. Instead, we began to see the promotions from the former Dambazua or Dambazu of their gifted allocations to individuals on the same it was for ranching. The current administration came in like a great gift, said, I will not probe whatever happened to my predecessor. As if that money or whatever resources that have been plundered is a personal business. And like a campaign promise, it is going on smoothly well, apart from some people who have said they will not bow down to the current administration. We can see how they are being treated. And in most cases, the media trial is even more than the actual actions that are taking place. But let's even retain within the same line of the question. A nation that has not shown the seriousness to tackle immediate corruption within its corridors. Now we're talking about a staged government, now orchestrated drama and siphoning fuel, a conduit pipe that has been created like a tunnel where funds are now being, in fact, to even show it clearly, look at the 2026 budget. With the Nigerian military, they have spent money over the US launch that happened a few days ago. Since Nigerians are saying, okay, they gathered intelligence, maybe that's where part of this money is being laundered into.
Wow, this
because
is the
saying that
all right.
The government has not come out to deny or to denounce the allegations made by the former governor of the state and the minister in the person of El-Rufai, saying that the current administration, through the office of the NSA, which is an environment that you will never believe is in Nigeria. For anyone who has been to the NSA office, you will never believe that part exists, avenue, where it is also alleged or paying to individuals who are said to be protecting pipeline, which is now the biggest Greek gift.
Okay, this is
some very few selected individuals.
Okay, this is the voice
we have seen continue to abuse the naira, just the same way these complete non-entities, all in the name of criminality, have continued to display the ill-gotten wealth. So that's well joined the level of incompetency is not just staring at the face, but is existing across board and everywhere.
Now, Oji, Chief Oji, okay, this is the voice of the people, 90.3, we call it VOP, 90.3, whereby we have to assure that our people should be able to listen and equally talk, so that Nigeria is a beautiful country. We can make it more and more and more beautiful. And today we are looking at the Nigeria sovereignty and the security challenges. Joining us live in the studio here is a human rights activist, Ayo Yinka Oni, is a member of Take It Back, and equally a public affairs analyst. Ayo, thank you very much for joining us this time. Chief Oji, let me hear Ayo's own take on the whole issue. Ayo, how do you feel Nigeria sovereignty? What I understand, sovereignty is you have all the power, almost all the power, and the authority. So the only person that can challenge any sovereign state is like God. If you look at what happened between when President Putin and was challenging the how to call it, Ukraine, you see that people were thinking a lot of sanction, country, United Nations, they were sanctioning Putin or Russia, that you can't do this, you can't do this. But some of us were shocked watching live in some of the media house then when Putin has to meet one-on-one with Donald Trump. That let us have a conversation, despite some of those things that we show that even the America, the mother or the father of the world, we are showing in Nigeria that yes, Nigeria is a sovereign state, but let me come and do small exercise. And he told us that this is the beginning. And we don't know, because when someone did something and say this is the beginning, he never tell us
where they end,
even they have. He hasn't tell us. And we are still sovereign state. How do you feel whereby the same Donald Trump did not just enter Russia, but he called for a meeting, and then now they are telling Ukraine now that you know what, you have to look for a way to consider some of those things that Putin is proposing in order for ceasefire. But here, inside Sokoto, we don't know where they launched the attack. Only, how do you feel? Nigeria is a sovereign state.
So we should, and we must remind Nigerians, as some of us have been doing for many years, that we are not independent. That is a big lie.
We have our independence since 1960.
We just had a date.
And become a republic in 1963.
Oh yes, we're just giving a date, and we're taken to the street to just celebrate what was not occurring. We are not independent, and of course, we are not a sovereign state. You use Russia as an example. It's not that. I think we should make it clear. The United States of Americans, with their allies, were sanctioning Russia, and Russia was in turn also doing their own sanctions. So you sanction me, I sanction you. You stop this, I stop this. That's what they are doing.
So Nigeria is doing it too. So what we did in Benin Republic.
Oh yeah, we can do for Benin, but we can't try it with the United States of America.
It depends. What if you decide that charity can begin from?
We cannot. When Donald Trump started this campaign against his phantom Christian persecution, Nigeria's leaders have been begging and pleading for meetings. Donald Trump has not met any of them. Just to note, the people that they have been meeting has been the secretaries of state and the ambassadors and all that. Trump has not met Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He has not met Ribadu. He has not met the ambassador who has been speaking on behalf of Tinubu for some time now.
Maybe the president might have called Donald Trump and they have a private conversation.
But you said it now that Donald Trump had to arrange a meeting with Putin. Now let's discuss what Putin is doing. Putin is not just having terrorists in his country. Putin, as a president, is waging war against an entire country, Ukraine, who is an ally of the United States of America and Israel. And still yet, the United States of America cannot throw a missile to Russia directly. But here we are in Nigeria facing terrorism, and we have a government that cannot handle it, refuse to handle it despite promises, and put Nigeria to the state where a president of another country is sending missiles to your country and tweeting about it online, and everybody is reading it. We are a joke of a nation, a big joke. I will not tell Nigerians.
How do you feel? Because when Donald Trump tweets, they equally tell us that he wants to talk to the Congress, and the Congress have a meeting, live meeting for more than 3 hours, discussing Nigeria issue. We have equally have a senators. One member of House of Reps, one State House of Assembly, they were equally discussing too. Although they were busy that very time, because we need to pass the ambassador.
Do they discuss?
We need to screen the ambassador.
Do they discuss? We must be sincere with ourselves. Are those senators? Do they discuss?
No, they were discussed because the Senate president told us that all these things we are talking, Donald Trump, they watch us.
If you watch the discussion of the Congress of the United States of America on any issue, including when they were discussing terrorism in Nigeria, and you see the debate, the ideological debate, compare that intelligence with the mess that we have in Nigeria on what they're discussing, how they laugh, how they joke. Oh, we are going to eat with the president's wife. It's a bunch of them. They are not concerned about the death of the people dying. There's no seriousness. APC came into power and told us Buhari was going to end terrorism. That was the promise. That Buhari will face security, or Shibaji will face economy.
Okay.
Yes,
Shibaji,
and look at the mess. Also now, Tinubu also the same thing. Shetima will face security. Tinubu will face. Look at the mess.
But okay, on a lighter note, when someone say, "Okay, I'm facing you now," maybe we would have defined what you mean by face.
Of course, maybe they should have defined it. But it shows that we do not have a government that is responsible. It shows that Nigeria is in a mess, and it shows that these people are taking us to where we don't even know. And I want Nigerians to listen clearly, because Nigerians are receiving this information of what happened in Sokoto with different feelings. But if you are online with the frustration of Nigerian people against terrorism has been killing them, just a news of a missile attack in Sokoto, you don't even know who was killed, don't know who has been killed, don't know who is dead. Too many Nigerians are rejoicing, but they don't understand the implication of United States of America throwing a missile in your country. First, that clearly shows you have a useless government.
No, we can't use the word useless.
We have to. We
can't use the word.
Okay, give me another word, because I have to.
We have government. We have government.
We don't have government. Then our economy is not in our control. It's being controlled by the United States, the UK, world policies, IMF policies, World Bank policies. Our tax even controlled by them. Our educational policies controlled by them. Now we have surrounded our military to the United States of America. That's one. Two, United States of America always have an agenda on any military action that they take. They always have an agenda, and the agenda is political and economical. The United States of America is not interested in ending the terrorism in your country. This is a country that has been accused so many times of even creating terrorists in another country through their CIA.
But only sorry for cutting in. When Donald Trump tweets, he always give conditions. Say, please let Nigeria government see what they can do to end the killing in Nigeria, and that's in more than a week, more than a month. Then do you not blame him? Because many people like you, a lot of Nigeria were going on social media and say, please Donald Trump, come and help us, come and help us.
Like I said, it is due to hopelessness and failure of government. That is why any Nigeria who understand history and know the damage that the United States of America has waged war in over 19 countries in the world. We have about 179 or 974 countries, over 90 countries. They have had over 400 wars. And I ask you, are we having peace in the world? Where the United States of America has had invasion in the world more than any other country. Is there peace in the world? No. Where the US go is conflict. Look at Syria, look at Libya, look at Iran. They waged war in Iran for almost 19 years. Guess what? And what was their reason for fighting the war? Oh, Saddam Hussein has nuclear weapon and all that is in links with Al Qaeda. It was all false. There was no nuclear weapon. So if a Nigeria that understands the history of the US, know what the damage the US have caused in the world, is rejoicing and pleading for US to come and throw missiles in their country, is just because of the fact that they have lost hope in their government. That is not the way to go. And you should not be happy that the president of another nation is giving your president ultimatum. Do this. If you don't do the truth to it, if you don't do this, we are coming to do this. Are we a joke? Are we inferior to the United States of America? The problem is this, that we have leaders that do not listen to their people. Remember that in 2024, August to be precise, there was an end bad governance protest in this country that lasted for 10 days. I was one of the leaders of those protests. Part of the demands was that Bola Ahmed Tinubu end insecurity in Nigeria. In fact, we went further. We told him what he can do to do it. Expose the corruption in the military. Take care of the economic situation in those places that are highly affected. And expose the finances of terrorists. Bola Ahmed did not do it. What was the response to the end bad governance protest? Over 40 people were killed. Over 100 people were arrested. Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not listen to Nigerians. Rather, he sent his police and his military to attack the people. But a tweet by Donald Trump, Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his boys are jumping up and down. What is he after? Tinubu is simply after that the American government should be in support of his government. Whatever you want to do, please just make sure I remain in power. I will listen to you. Oh, you are the world power. That's what's going on.
Let me come to Oji. The same question will come to you, but let me come to Oji first on this. when Oni was speaking just now, he mentioned the military, and I'm always, to some extent, I will use the word, I'm always a bit disappointed. Anytime we are mentioning issue, we say military. The military, from what I know in our constitution, except they change it this morning, they are in charge of, in case Cameroon want to try us, in case Ghana want to try us, in case even United States want to try us, then we can call the military to say, hey, go and serve them something that they will be thinking of how manage. The police are in charge of our internal security till tomorrow, because I go to some of these military places. They are wonderful, brilliant, excellent people. Is it not Nigeria conspiracy against the military? Instead of to face the police and say, Oga, from force headquarters, you are in charge of our internal security. We are facing a lot of challenges in terms of some of these boys. They are within Nigeria, disturbing everywhere from Sokoto to Kaduna, Kaduna to Benue, Benue to Imo State to Delta State. But the police are enjoying themselves. And for example, now where we are, every time you just see police stopping you, asking for paper, and we have their real job is just there, and we be shouting on military. Oji, what do you think we can do to actually ask the police, the Nigeria police, to seriously do their job? Why they cannot call for some time backup support from the military instead of us calling military every day? This is not the core function, Mr. Oji.
Well, boss, this is a very big and heavy question, but I will try to dissect it because this is where the center of the politics is at play. In the first instance, one will ask, what is the president's desperation in the extension of already retired and tired IG? You know, when people put certain proposals and it's never questioned, it seemed like, oh, Baba Sokwe, we must do what Baba has said and follow it to the latter, which has become the rubber stamp at our National Assembly that is meant to check the executive excesses is currently doing. Then don't expect that the men in khaki who have been deprived, belittled, and they have lost morale, you know, to even be gingered to do the needful. Especially those that have fallen heroes and living have seen how their families, including the dead, have been treated. That they have no value. There is nothing like these are servicemen that deserve some sort of even appeasement, even when they have fallen and their families need certain, even if it's not preservation, certain values extended to them as an average human being in Nigeria. Are you aware that within 3 months, within 90 days, they are evacuated to nowhere? They are told to leave the barracks that are not even habitable places, but these individuals are cropped up in the most bizarre manner. Now let me give you paint a little picture of the people who are policing Nigerians, what they go through. Because I have had millions or thousands of friends that are in the forces over the years, or the past 20 years or 25 years of my existence. I have related with men and women in the service of our dear countries, and I have always paid visits to even the junior high rankings ones too. And when you behold, you see what the average military personnel and the police go through in terms of accommodation, you will not weep, but you will only be completely disorganized. One of the most gory things that I witnessed, which is still existing till today, what we'll call the one bedroom, which is a one room and then a sitting room, is a straight, because most of the building structures are designed to be okay. And initially, maybe it was planned for a single family to occupy. So you have the living room and then a single room allocated to two different families. Two different families. So it means that one family can live inside the inner cubicle of the room, and then another family will live in the sitting room. They share the same kitchen and one convenience. So you can imagine what it is when the family that lives in the sitting room experiences where the family that lives in the inner room have to go to use the convenience or to use the kitchen, because they will have to access the living room first before they access any of those other places, or even to exit and to come back. This is where the average personnel serving the Nigerian nation dwells. And in most cases, they are raising their families there. Children are brought up in these environments, and without any apology, the same persons is now also being belittled to become bag carriers, door openers, and all kinds of stupendous messages and errands that these individuals run. Carrying arms. Haven't you seen how degraded our mobile police units that was meant to be a mobile counter-terrorism unit and response, that is equipped with a better response unit than the ordinary policing units were created? What they have become today is errand men who are abused by not just our locals but also our foreigners. Excuse me. We've seen how Chinese men will dole out 2,000 naira, and our average policeman that is meant to be protecting lives bends down to say Esa, Eshonsa, and saying thank you. That's how reduced the people have been. And then to worsen the matter, those who are placed on the road have to deliver to the boss. It's no longer news. We don't have to hide or try to paint it or terrorize it, to make it look like it doesn't exist. The average policeman that is on the road gets to deliver to his bosses. It starts from delivery to the DPO. The DPO delivers to the area command. The area command delivers to the DC operation. The DC operation also delivers to the CP. That is why the serving officer can suddenly explode to having properties, cars, and all kinds of luxury travel lifestyle, and nobody queries it as to how these individuals are exposed to such wealth. Nobody queries it. Now, let's also look at another angle. A policeman's salary that is probably earning 150,000 naira. You give him a car worth over 100 million. How do you do the mathematics with regards to how he manages the car and manages his family and then his personal life? It can only be with robbery. It can only be with looting. It can only be with corruption. And that is where our policing unit has gone down the drain, including the hired IG that can no longer coordinate things. It is now tinted glasses that is now the cause of crimes. The same IG that went to Niger State and was appraising that the boys even agreed to talk. It is a grace. That is a sitting IG. Who do you cry to? If the epic rank of the Nigerian police that later acknowledged that it was a force when Gani let Gani Fawemi to the Nigerian police force, now Nigerian police force. It used to be Nigerian police. To ask why the excessive use of forces in the display of the Nigerian police activities, and then they later acknowledged and said, oh, it is now a Nigerian police force. So the same force that we have with the military is the same force that the Nigerian police acts today. And if you look at it, successive governments have also tried the blending. What I mean blending is having the military work with the police as a joint patrol, as a joint team, which in most cases were named different things. In the Niger Delta, they were called JTF, Joint Task Force. In different states, they are all named all kinds of different things to achieve different aims. And then we also brought out the military from the barrack, took them away from the borders, brought them to the city centers. Today, everywhere you move to within the entire airspace or the road space of Nigeria, you see a military man carrying arms. He's either protecting a VIP or he's escorting vehicles that are carrying plumbing materials or cement. That is how degraded it is. The Nigerian military now even escorts cars carrying block because they don't want the police to hit them. That is to tell you how bad it is. So
because I want to try open the phone line. I want to try open the phone.
That the lower forces don't come onto them. Now the Nigerian military. Now let me even tell you one of the most shocking experiences I had recently. I got a complaint sometimes earlier in the year, and I called the area commander. I said, "These are the things that are policing units." He said, "Okay, we don't have the capacity. I wish I could name her today because it's a bigger shame that the whole area command did not have a vehicle to go and arrest the suspect." And in fact, one of the IPO advised me I should reach out to the military because the military are used to having vehicles at will because they run some patrols, personal things. And I asked myself, has it now gotten so bad to a point where while the police are struggling within the same people they're collecting from, the military too are also collecting from the same people? So what we now have is a bastardized system. Now we now have the Igboros now also inculcated. The average Igboro man now is now being escorted as a VIP. Look at the National Union of Road Transport Workers, now being headed by MC Odomo. The same individuals that we see and have had so many questions behind their expenses of wealth is being escorted, guided and protected by the Nigerian District Police, the DSS.
Let me come to let me get
currency that is said to be
let me get
being sprayed freely by
okay. Let me hear from Oni too.
Mention one thing.
Yeah.
I hope Nigerians will realize that this is the only major entity in Nigeria that has never been audited. It has never been audited by any organization to say, let us know how indeed the activities of this conglomerate, because it's now a bigger conglomerate, is run. The same NURTW is now being used for election, distribution of election materials, and also to convey, which will also
let me hear from Oni, Mr. Comrade Oni.
Yes.
Before I open the phone,
Yeah.
on 24, that is before Xmas. A young man called me. A young man brother called me. They were at Igondu, and say coming out from an angle, a commercial bus. This one they call Kurupe. Just hit him, and hit him on his leg, and he fell down. And with that noise, he stood up and he challenged the driver, and he said he actually banged on the car. Not knowing that the owner of this Kurupe happened to be a relative or a police person from Igandu police station. Do you know that this guy spent his Christmas Eve at Igandu police station? He spent his Christmas Eve at Igandu police station. And his brother called me, and I told him, can you... he said DTO immediately locked the guy in the police station, and he go home and go enjoy with his family. And I was asking the police woman that was on duty that night. I said, let me speak with him. When the guy, I said, madam, he said they observed that the car might have a malicious damage. That's what the woman told me. I said,
leg is
I said the guy leg. So inside the cell, there is there any doctor in that cell to treat this guy? I was thinking that you guy would have rushed this guy to hospital first, check whether there could be internal bleeding or all those kind of. To cut the long story short, his name is Innocent, so that Igondo police station will know. This guy spent his own praying and praising God on 24 to
celebrating
20, celebrating. I think he left the station, I think about around 4 p.m. on Christmas Day, which the manufactured the rice and chicken before he got home. This is a person that's supposed to protect
the people.
The other. He take my shouting and ask the police there, do you actually know what you are doing? A vehicle hits someone, the person sleep inside his cell, you don't want to check whether his leg is issue. I think after that in the afternoon they have to take the guy to the hospital. According to the guy, say the DPO now say okay, they check, they give some treatment to it. So what I'm saying is this: if you look at our men, the police, gallant, wonderful policemen on the road, is it because of their training, or is it because of the environment that make them to forget completely that they are to protect life and property? Because you move on the road, some Nigeria immediately you are driving, or when you see police, you pause first. You must pause. Wait, not that you commit any crime, because it is them that will determine whether you commit crime or not. It's not you.
Looking at them can be a crime.
So looking at them can be regarded as a crime. What do you think we should do so we can actually put the police to take care of our internal environment?
This is to remind Nigerians again, and they should listen clearly. Donald Trump cannot save us. US cannot save us. No amount of missile can stop the mess of the society that these leaders have created for us. And all these problems are all linked together. The security system of Nigeria has been sold to the highest bidder.
That's a big word.
Yes. And your second guest was also saying it. The security system of Nigeria has been sold to that. So the highest bidder can be anybody, can even be a criminal, can be a thug like the Agberos in Lagos, that are protected. It can be anybody, just have the funds. The politicians majorly, of course, because they have access to resources. So the Nigerian police, the Nigerian security, Nigerian Navy, Army and all that have left their real task of protecting life and property, stopping crime, prevention and all that, which the police should be doing, to protecting people that are paying them. And why do they go for that? Because they are underpaid, they are undertrained, they are not paid well. In the United States of America, they were talking about their security agency as one of the highest paid. One of the highest paid. Their military officers don't work till they are 70, 80, 60 like they do here in Nigeria or 50. They retire quite early. 10 years career, 11 years career, they are done. They are well paid. But here in Nigeria, you have an IG that have passed his retirement age, but because of is the boy of the president, they have to do a diplomatic way of extending him to still be there. That is one of the reasons why we are still in this mess of insecurity. I can tell you for a fact that the insecurity problem in Nigeria, the terrorism problem in Nigeria, is not difficult to solve. It's not that complex. The reason why it's still lingering is because there are terrorists in government, there are terrorist sympathizers in government. These terrorists are also used by government for election purposes. So it is linked. So when you are connected with terrorists, when they kept the names of financiers of terrorists for over 3 years, from Buhari's government till now, 60 names. They didn't release it from 2021. It was after all this noise during this period that they managed to release 20. But intelligence added that the remaining names, there are senators among them, there are governors among them. So the reason why our security persists is not because of Donald Trump has not thrown missile in your country, or because of your country has not been bombed. It's because you have leaders that are not responsible. from the governors to the local government chairman to the president. And that is why Nigerians must take over leadership. Nigerians must hold leadership accountable, not waiting for a Trump to throw a missile. And I say it again, I want to tell Nigerians, United States of America has never stopped terrorism in any country. Let that sink in your brain. They have never, it has never happened. You know, they have gone there, caused more crisis. Do you know how many people died in Iran for the useless war that they went to fight? You know how many people died in Libya? Do you know what Libya is facing till now? In Syria? You know, so if you want to open your country and say, Trump, send more bombs, you are not going to like the repercussion. The solution to our problem is getting good leadership that will face insecurity the way countries face it.
Ayo, when you say face insecurity, sometimes if you look at the way we look at security in Nigeria, you now find out that it's as if either we don't understand it or it's a deliberate war living the system this way. Because I know if you look at the operation of America now, there are some people who are very, very prominent in America that will not be aware of their operation. But in Nigeria, it's like security matters is like a parlor discussion, which is not supposed to be, because God forbid that people should, some of us want to go the other side. There's nothing that, like the police, there's nothing they want to do that you don't know. If they buy sniffer, they will tell you the number 20. We just set up a tactical team now, comprised headed by Mr. Oni. But when we talk of security, is where you will be surprising. People should feel that they are secure, not that you announce from beginning to the end almost all your strategy.
So basically, and we need to tell Nigerians our problem. Basically, there's no security in this country, and I will explain. Like I said before, the security apparatus in Nigeria has been sold to the highest bidder. So me and you are the one providing security by ourselves. There is no street in Lagos that does not have an OPC hired to protect its gates, and it goes to other states. So in those other states, they have vigilantes, local vigilantes. In fact, the villagers by themselves have to join local vigilantes and protect themselves. You have a case where the villagers have intelligence that terrorists are coming. They call soldiers. The soldiers do not come and protect them. We have places where military barracks is about a few kilometers away from villages. They know terrorists are coming. They tell the people to hide. They don't come to protect them. Do you understand? So in that case, there's no way security discussion will not be parallel discussion, because everybody, we're talking about our protection. Me and you want to travel now. The last time I went to Benue, I have to go quietly and patiently. I cannot go to Benue like, oh, it's just Benue in my country. But people are traveling to Texas. They are moving anyhow. They are traveling around the United States of America because they know that their country is secure. Me and you know that the country is not secure. Me and you know that you are going to pay ransom if they are caught, or you even get killed, because we don't have a functionable security. We don't have security that move quickly to the condition.
But let's look at some of the policy, because here we are looking at this is Saturday morning. Policy and the people. Let's look at the policy in our the IGP were legally some people call it extension or whatever.
It's illegality.
No, hold on. Let me end it. I was telling someone that what I know little in respect of security issues, even some of those people who sit down, deliberate and say they extend tenure, they don't, I'm sorry to put it, as if they don't know what security is. Because, for example, if you, Chief Oji, thank God, everyone of we are security agents, a personnel, and I know that you are the head, I am second, thank God is the third. It's always like consistent. Oh, I know that after you, the next person is me. That is job security. But if it happened during Ziborata, the former chief of army minister or whatever.
That died, right?
During a former administration now.
Yes.
Now, if you get to your time, I know that in the next 5 months, 6 months, 1 year, I'm stepping to your shoe. You get to your step, then we now look at the law, we tweak it, and then say you should stay for another 1 month, another 2 years. I dey tell people what I know in security. By God's grace, I'm a criminologist. There will be dissonance. Me, Chief Oji, thank God.
To repel down.
Yes, now there will be dissonance.
Downward.
Whether if you like, we can on a public say we promise of supporting you. It's just like we are not telling ourselves
the truth.
Those who actually look at that, do you think it would have been better to consult a serious security expert before sitting down, looking at the law, and then say, okay, by our constitution, is it 35 years in service? Okay, age 60 wise, but amending it, can't they know what we call dissonance? That is very, very serious. That if you're not careful, someone will say, "I'm with you." It's not even within your own region at all. You're on your own.
So basically, we need to understand that it is not the reason why security agencies is this messed up, but security agencies is this messed up, and the security agents behave this way, is because there's a leadership backing. And the reason is because the leadership are not interested in actually the job of security. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not interested in security of Nigeria.
Yeah, because he has given the job to people who are supposed to deliver.
No, it's not that. He has not given it to people who are supposed to deliver. If he's interested in people supposed to deliver, Egbetoku will not still be the IGP. He's not interested. He's interested in making sure.
They give him opportunity to still stay.
So has it delivered?
It depends on you. If, for example,
has it delivered? Is there security in this country? Are we proud of the security system? Are we saying this man has prevented crimes? Has he done a good job? We have a country where, despite the repeated killings in Benue, in Jos, in Plateau, and all these places, Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not sack any of his chief of army staff. But immediately there was a sound of coup against his government.
But they denied. They said there was no coup.
It was a lie. There was plan. See, as we speak today, the news is on Sarah Reporter. 50 people, including military and civilians, are still in the military custody for that coup. You know that was planned in 2024. So what am I talking about? Bola Ahmed Tinubu is only concerned about his power, being in power. Your security, my security is not his concern. Okay. It's not thinking. It's not planning. If I was in government, you are a DPO. Your men are messing up, you are sacked. I increase the salary of everybody. There will be consequences for failures of security operations. It doesn't happen in Nigeria. Okay. In fact, military officers in the US will resign by themselves. In Nigeria, it doesn't happen.
Hello, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Wow. Thank God. I don't know what the. I pick your call, but I can't hear you.
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you now. Thank you very, very much, sir.
Yeah, good morning and compliment of the season.
Same to you, sir.
Yeah, Alaba is my name.
Oh, Alaba, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
I did your two get there. I compliment to the season, compliment to them as well. But I have question. But before I ask my question, I have to correct one impression of one of your guests.
Okay.
That said President Bola Tinubu has no interest in securing Nigeria and Nigerians.
No, I said so. He has IGP. He has people that are supposed to do those work for him.
Let me tell you something, sir. Hello, sir. I think I can say it's fallacy. Sorry for that use of that word. But what you are trying to say is that you are just trying to make the effort of that man effortless. Despite all things that he has done, don't forget, we are still clamoring for state and community policy, and you look at all things that surrounded it. Look, this present policing structure that we are having in this country today cannot police Nigeria, talk less of bringing peace back to Nigeria. Instead, we go back to community and state policing, and the president will only do his own. We are not talking about the National Assembly that will make law. That we even since the president has been talking about collecting money from the motorists, even lying against Nigeria. When you go to the station, you just reported one of the cases that happened in Igodo. You are just reporting it to us. We did do find it before keeping somebody for a whole day. So look, until we talk the truth and we tell tell the truth to ourselves. This present policing structure need to be dismantled.
Thank you very much.
To be dismantled. Then we now go to community and state policing, whether the president has declared for. But using this present policing structure, it will not. We cannot win war. And the question I want to ask you and your guests there is that Sheikh Gumi, good morning and God bless you.
All right, thank you very much. Issue of picking Sheikh Gumi.
Let me respond to the Sheikh Gumi that is talking about. The son of the president had a meeting with him about twice now. So if we are going to pick Sheikh Gumi up, we are also going to question Sheikh Tinubu. Now, what is he discussing with Sheikh Gumi?
You know, Sheikh Gumi is my very good friend.
Oh, you can imagine.
We are going to have him. Don't worry, we're having one.
So these are the issue. So, but to answer his question, what happened in Offa? Part of the missile also hit towards Kwara, the border of Sokoto.
All right.
Kwara. So there was a media there. So those are the things that we're talking about.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. I don't pick your call. Thank God, these are people. Hello. I have picked your call. Hello, good morning. Hello. No, I can hear the person faintly. Hello. Wow. Okay, try and call back. Try and call back. We have Chief. Okay, let me pick this call. Hello, good morning.
Very good morning to you. Our team can call today.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Prince Wyatt, calling you information.
Okay.
The city in the center of Unified.
Thank you very
much. I didn't see all of that in the studio.
All right.
Very good. This is number one. We need a state police. But as it is now, something that just happened. The bombing of Sokoto. After this a criminal now, they will go to other states. Because when they know people are coming, the best thing to do, they will run to other states. So other states should prepare.
No, because Prince Wise, I don't think they will go to other states because the federal government, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, he said this assignment is in partnership with US, which means that they will create a buffer for those people not to run to other states, except maybe they know something that we did not actually know.
What we say now, I'm happy about PTC in Nigeria, that's number one. PTC in Nigeria, that's number one. Number two is more insisting that in Nigeria. I know the collaboration with Nigeria yes now. I fancy that. But the collaboration with Nigeria yes now. I fancy that. But if you remove that tongue that they are creating, the other time can create a lot of problems. If you call me research, you call me, we agree. So I want us to watch what you say.
Yeah, thank you very much, Prince White. Thank you very, very much for that. And Nigeria is a wonderful country.
Wonderful.
We are all wonderful, fantastic. And Nigeria is a wonderful country.
Wonderful.
We are all wonderful, fantastic.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, my name is Reckless Love. I'm calling from Lagos.
Hey, Lagos man. Thank you.
Everybody talking about Tinubu being concerned about security of Nigerians. The person is really lying because I understand that before after Donald Trump made the comment and showed concern about Nigerian security, that is when Tinubu started talking about all these things. Because I believe he has been asleep, he has been calm since everything that has been happening.
Do you know? Let me shock you. When Tinubu was a governor,
yes,
all other governors they were complaining about.
Because I understand that before after Donald Trump made the comment and showed concern about Nigerian security, that is when Tinubu started talking about all these things. Because I believe he has been asleep, he has been calm since everything that has been happening.
Insecurity in their state.
Yes.
Tinubu created this RRS out of the Nigeria police, and you know the RRS they are trying very well in Lagos.
Yes.
So you know, okay. Let's answer to you.
Yeah, but what I want to tell you is that, to tell you the truth, Tinubu doesn't show any concern about Nigerian security. To tell you the truth, the man is really sleeping, and my own suggestion is, I believe the man is really sleeping, and my own suggestion is, I believe the man is not really concerned about security. And all he just cares about is his pocket. I believe he should just, after this first he should just step down. That's my own suggestion.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. So about the extension.
Okay.
They said something about the extension.
Okay.
They said something about the extension.
Okay.
That is not necessary. It's not necessity. Are you getting me? That's not what we should be discussing about.
Okay.
Extension. Anybody, somebody's district and they extended. In Israel, their prime minister went back. They called him back. He's there now.
Okay.
In Russia, it will be current president. When the person has capacity to fix it, he has the experience. The government has prerogative to choose his king.
Okay. Government has prerogative to do that, but I always stand on that. Security issue is very, very sensitive. That there are some country you may be in government, don't know what is going on in the security formation.
So you mean better to the very well? I say like better to the very well.
Another day.
Ask him if he's secured in Nigeria. If Ekpetogu knows what he's doing. The chief security officer
good morning.
Good morning. You and you are saying
good morning.
Why are Nigerians like this?
Hello.
My name is Odina.
Hey, Govt. Good morning. Good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Nigeria, our problem is we are building strong people, not strong institutions.
Yeah.
Let us build strong institutions. Anybody that is the president is overall in this country. Whatever his thoughts goes, that is not how to build a country. Another thing is, we are not telling ourselves the truth. If you look at the civilized country, there is a bit of sincerity.
Nigeria is a civilized country.
We don't have sincerity. But with the sincerity, then with the telling ourselves the truth. Look at the way I'm seeing it in this country. We are mixing sand with Gary. Yes, we are mixing sand with Gary. The terrorist is in the army, is in the police, is in everywhere, is in the government. How can the country move forward? There is no bit of sincerity. Let us connect the Gary from the sand. Let us do our things according to people that have knowledge. In talking about sovereignty, our sovereignty is that, have you heard a child call his father a useless father? Because the father did not behave as the owner of the house, the head of the house. That's the reason why the child will call his father a useless father. That is it. Do you know that many people, including me now, if they say that America should come and colonize us again, we accept it? Because yes, I will accept it. Yes,
hopelessness.
I will accept it because
on the system.
Yes, I will accept it because people that is leading us, it seems that they don't know what they are doing. That's what they are doing. That's the reason why the country is going like this.
It's
Thank you very much for calling.
Know what they are doing.
This is serious.
It's not serious. It's
serious.
It's reality.
For Nigeria, it's as if there is what they call it should be like a distrust. It's not even it's a distrust.
Do you know that before
this call? Let me call. Okay. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Hey, Chief Okambulina, thank you very much for joining us.
Well, Major,
I greet you plenty.
You see, you'll be talking something very important like this, and you see people coming to even support the illegality that is existing. Who told you that an IGP must continue to stay there because he's a friend of the president or the boy of the president? Because you are telling me that he's doing very well. He's doing very well in this area. You know, you'll be suffering and some people will come to support the legality. I blame the National Assembly. When the president was trying to elongate this man's tenure, why didn't they call him to order and say no?
We don't have
we don't have a National Assembly. Yeah. They are just inside his pocket. And all the allocations that been making to the security that is not working. Anytime the man comes sends the money for, they will continue to approve. Look at the budget. Look at the security. They will never ask him what did he do with the former money? What is the thing on ground? So we don't have the National Assembly. I think they are the people to blame, not even the president, because he will always send things to them because they are his yes or yes sir. They will approve everything. Look at what people are coming to support. They should not blame the president. We should not blame the president for the security. Indeed, they'll come and blame.
Yeah.
Nigeria is now.
Thank you very much, sir.
You don't blame the president. He accepted the job.
That is a
he shouldn't be blamed.
That is a serious one.
It's so funny.
Hello. Good morning. Wow. Chief Oji, just hold on. We'll still come back to you. There are people. They want to have their own time. I will still come back to. Hello. Good morning. Hello. The volume of your set, please. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hey, good morning, sir.
Yeah, my name is Idowu from.
Hey, thank you very much, guys, for joining us.
Yeah, the problem of this country is that we don't have sincere leader. If you have sincere leader, the country can be like this. Let me tell you one important thing. This time, the security problem the current government are having, it cannot happen under Obasanjo. It cannot happen under Yar'Adua. It cannot happen under the military. Check back. Just check back. It started because from because the northern oligarchy, they want to take power from the importers people to this country to cause havoc. And since then, we have been having problem. Another thing is that the problem cause of this country is that because Zik refused to work with power after the 1950 election. That is why the other people have all these things they are having. And people are two of them go together. Because Zik have votes in Plateau province, I will have votes seats in Benue province and Adamawa province. And the NPC did not have anything in the way south. That is why we are having problem. They are only interested in looting the treasury. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I used to like a bit surprised sometimes. We go back again. It's like we need to just move forward. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Happy celebration.
Same to you, sir. Your name and where you are calling from?
My name is Tati, calling from Yaba.
Hey, Yaba is a nice place. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you see, all these things are rather important. For the purpose of maybe find their guests. They're wonderful people.
Thank you.
They are wonderful people. They're nice people. They hit the net by the head. So let me tell you the problem we're having in this country is political will. Let me take you back to military. When the Diabo and the Buhari was head of state, the British is our plane. And the government then sees the British plane until they turn around back. They want to go back to them. Then the same people, when Bakassi was to Kenya. The same people, Bakassi put their flag and Bakassi. Then the government give them 72 hours to use that flag for the same music. Everything they use the flag. Not political will. I'm not to the public when I'm about to do whatever. How many people were killed in the Biafra? And what happened? Level that place. Knocking them. Something.
All right.
They call them and level them. So what I'm trying to say is political will. All these politicians you have now, they don't have political will. They are dancing with all these people.
All right, thank you very much. Let me come to the studio. Just caller, just hold on, sir. Let me find out from Chief Oji. Chief Oji, I think I equally discussed this thing with you. When the issue of Jackpot was reigning, I was thinking our policy makers are going to sit down now and find out the implication of all this. Because the question would have been, why are people moving in drones out of the country? Assuming we sit down and figure it out, maybe Donald Trump would have not been thinking of coming to do something in Sokoto. And I equally learned too from some reports that even China, they are trying to fly something around our system. We don't know where the Putin is now, because he may decide to say, since other countries are going to this place, let me equally go there and see if, let me go and show myself that I'm around. So what do you think our policy makers, those that are in charge of our governance, should be doing now, especially now that Donald Trump have thrown something into Nigeria, and we don't even know the location, because the people that are talking Nigeria that are talking to the foreign ministry, for me, there is a lot of gap on what they're actually telling us. They didn't tell us whether any of these criminals have been killed. It's just that they drop, and sometimes we call it, go to some international media or people outside to get some information. So what do you think we should be doing now in terms of policy?
It's actually a very unfortunate time to be. I don't know whether to use the word to be a Nigerian at this moment, because it's a situation where everything has been mortgaged. And I like to remind Nigerians that China is not coming. China is already in Nigeria. But that today, the exploitations that are ongoing is an orchestration of those who have seen the gaps in Nigeria and are taking greater advantage of it. Have you ever wondered why there's never been an apprehension of anybody cutting away the manholes? The manholes are what you use to cover the holes that exist on the roads, be it on the highway, on the streets, covering drainages. And we are aware that majority of the railway systems in Nigeria, old railway system lines, tracks, have been cut away. I don't know if people are aware that as we speak now, it was said to be an agreement with the federal government, which the government has not come out to tell Nigerians. It was on the same media that we learnt and saw the Nigerian trains being loaded on trailers in Jos. And some individuals were apprehended and they said, they were instructed to go and load this. Till today, not a single word has been heard. Now, it is now the dump scrap yard where everybody comes to pick what they need. The same government that was shouting, if you allow US into Nigeria, they are coming to take our oil. That this is the IOCs that are operating in Nigeria. Where are they from? And we ask ourselves, the same government are coming out to say we are collaborating with the US. We are working together. In fact, Nigeria supplied intelligence and US carried out the action. That it was done in conjunction of the inaugurated Minister of Defense, who was a former CSA. And then we have not heard a statement from him. Whether these statements that was released on behalf of him by a man enjoying himself under the disguise of being a Minister of Foreign Affairs. Being Minister of Foreign Affairs doesn't mean you are perpetually out of the country or you're on holiday. So since the president has gone on holiday, the VP, the entire offices in Nigeria have all been discarded.
But why did you people, you and Oni, why do you allow people to go for holiday? But this America, are they not supposed to be in holiday?
If the president has gone on holiday earlier scheduled, the longest holidays by any leader, and the people who are supposed to be taking over from the president are also abroad. You can see the interview by the Minister of Foreign Affairs. He was on his jalabia, probably waking up from bed.
Even Daluba, what's his name? Daniel. Also abroad.
Lagasin in Europe.
Okay, they coordinated from, they were in US.
Yeah, coordinating from hotel room.
And kidnapped under the Nigerian space. Now, let's even keep that aside. The same government came to tell Nigerians, that before it happened, the president authorized it. Authorized what to happen? Is it that the president authorized the Secretary of State? Not the president spoke to the president. The minister was saying he spoke with the Secretary of State for 19 minutes. Okay, let's celebrate it. He spoke with the Secretary of State. He couldn't have access to the president of a nation. But our dear president, who is currently in celebration mood in Lagos, gave the authorization, go ahead and do whatever you want. And then they said US bombed. We have not seen whatever has been collected from the bomb site, apart from a shell of an exploded device. Let's even keep that aside. Today, the ministry is not sure whether to say there will be a continuity or to say that it has ended.
But the Donald Trump statement said this is the first. No?
Good. But the Donald Trump statement now has not said that the Nigerians supplied intelligence. Now, I have gotten recently showed that America actually conducted some secret operations in which they have termed it classified. Our nation is not aware of what has taken place because the exploded area was just a distraction which the Ministry of Foreign Affairs should come out to tell Nigerians that they are not on top of their game. Oh. They don't know what these people have done because if they have done magic, it shows that we're not in control.
Okay, let me come to Mr. Comrade Oni. Oni, what is our problem in Nigeria? The government said they are aware. In Nigeria citizens, this is serious. It becomes a big challenge.
This question.
The government said they are aware, but Nigeria is saying that no, they are aware. How are we going to fill in this gap?
So most government officials basically saw the news on Twitter. Like
someone said he spoke with them for 19 minutes.
So basically, look at the tweet of Donald Trump. Read it carefully. In that tweet, both the one he made on Twitter and through socials, is there any indication that they had any rapport with Nigeria before the trip?
Maybe they edit it. It's supposed to be two commander-in-chief. I commander-in-chief of America.
No indication.
And
now,
it depends on who pushes the tweet out.
To now even explain what we mean by joint force action is that when they asked Daniel Buala, okay, you said, because I watched his interview, you said it was a joint action. What was your input? He said intelligence. I say, okay, intelligence. What intelligence? He could not say the intelligence.
But does it mean that this intelligence, why are they not giving to Nigeria police or this
or the army?
SSS,
so your intelligence is not enough for the army.
They don't trust our own military.
Oh, you can ask that question. So you say what intelligence? So okay, you say you give intelligence. So if you give intelligence, you should know the area that they hit, why they hit the area, the people there.
Let's see. Why? If I'm with Boala, I would ask him, why do you not give that intelligence to IGP or the Nigerian police or SSS? Or they are be giving to them, they are not using it.
The interviewer was a foreign interviewer, so he want to raise US high in that interview. So we're not asking that question. As far as they are concerned, our military is useless. You know, your president is sending missiles to another country, so you already think in your brain as that journalist that you don't have a military to stop that terrorist. That's why your own president is helping. But they asked him a further question. So after the missile was fired, what is the report? Who are the people? He does not know. At least there should be intelligence. So I tell you as a commander-in-chief that there are 15 robbers at Yanokpaja. Go after them. So I have that intelligence that you are going after them. I don't know what will be the result of the operation. I will ask you. So when you ask me what was the intelligence, I said, the intelligence was that they went after 15 armed robbers. We are waiting for the result from the ground forces that went. He could not tell the interviewer what exactly the military of the missile of US was bombing until the US gave another further information of ISIS and all that. We are in a country where we have leaders that do not know what they are doing.
You and Oji should have 2 minutes both. In criminology, we say anything you cannot measure, you cannot control it. As we are talking now, it's still speculation in terms of our data, correct data. If for 5 options or option A to D, what is the population of Nigeria? 200 million is correct, 210 is correct, 215 is correct, 220 is correct, because since 2006 we did not do any other census. Even our constitution say that census should be done. Is it every 10 years?
The one that did census was even properly done.
Okay,
that's
the
story.
What do you think we should be doing with issue of our census? Because if we don't know the number of the correct or close to correct number of our population. How do you now plan? How do you do budget?
So basically, what we use is what we call the simplified data. You know.
So our life will be simplified.
Oh yeah, we have estimates. So and the estimates are done by different bodies. What bodies? So there's 230 million and counting. There's 250 million already. There are people that have gone to 220. But what Nigeria should be doing is what I would call decentralized budgeting and decentralized census. We have 774 local government. Voters card and polling booth get to all these local government. You can count per local government and know who is in this local government. It's very simple. And every local government take charge. Local government chairmen are like mayors in other countries. Look at the mayor of New York. The budget of the mayor of New York is more than the budget of some countries, you know. But now you need to tell Nigerians that we don't have responsible leadership.
Okay, let me pick this up. Then come to Oji and hear his own take on that. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, sir.
No, my beloved brother, you are doing wonderfully well.
Thank you very much, sir.
The God Almighty continue to bless you.
Amen. Amen.
Also, thank you, all the gentlemen with you in the house. May God bless us all in Jesus' name.
Amen. Amen.
Your friend Mike from Jakonde State, the area of Lagos.
Hey, Oga Mike, thank you very much for joining.
Yeah, on security issues, you see, I've always said something about the leadership of this country because, you see, it's just that people don't allow us to say it as it is, especially through your media. When the head is rotten, you can never get anything right. Can you imagine? Our president is here in Lagos enjoying himself. It's only the governor, the spokesperson to Sokoto State government, that's the information minister. They come out to tell us that there was no civilian casualty. I think at that level we are happy. And again, somebody is saying that America should not come. What are we going to do? This one will die finished. It has never been easy with us since Buhari came into. It's just like all these tribals that are recruiting the jumping up and they can destroy a vehicle, yet they can beat you up, nothing happens. These people are, when they say they want to create 5 million, it is this way they get the employment. They allow them on the road, harassing people, intimidating people, beating people up. Then when time for election come now, they will empower them with arms.
All right.
You see, they're going to killing people and destroying properties. My submission is that, see, Nigerians are patient enough. Nigerians are good. Nigerians are very, very good patient, but our problem is leadership. And they get said by electing good people. How can we elect people under bad leaders? It's not possible.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Let me not take much. God bless us all.
Okay. Chief Oji, let me hear your own take. Data, if we did not sit down and actually harmonize, do our data, how do we plan? It affects our security, it affects almost everything.
You shouldn't be worried about data. The current First Lady has given Nigerians the population of Nigeria. She said that Nigeria is 250 million people. Now that we now have a figure, why do you have to waste money on national census? How she generated that figure, we don't know. But we know that I can bet it with anything in Nigeria that Nigeria is not even up to 150 million people. It has been politics and politics that has been the major player. What has delayed the current census is as a result of the numbers to be allocated to states. And there has been lingering dispute between Lagos and Kano as to numbers. Because since politics is about number has become the major issue, which is why any census cannot be agreeable in Nigeria.
Chief Oji, you are an accountant, a management accountant accounting expert. Number is very key. Number is extremely very key. So if we are playing with number, I don't know if an accountant of any firm or any organization is not telling the CEO or the chairman of organization, oh, tomorrow say our balance is 500 million. And otherwise say, okay, our balance is 450 million. But then another day say, oh, our balance should be 130 million. They will ask you which one is our balance.
Yes, the issue is anything is acceptable to the Nigerians today. Nigerians consume without questioning the source of whatever happens. Just recently, Nigerians are battling with the issue of the tax reform.
We are looking for a day to look at that, even to why France want to be involved in our data. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Already.
Hello.
As a matter of fact,
hold on, Oji, we have a call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Joseph. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, my name is Gabriel. I'm calling from Ikorodu.
Hey, thank you for joining us from Ikorodu.
Thank you. My take is on the issue on ground. You see, former President Olusegun Obasanjo ruled this country for 8 years. America never tweeted and harassed his government for any reason. Yaradua, Sheikh Shagari. But why is it that under this government all these things are happening? I think the whole thing boils down on failure of government. And if you still look at the body language of this current president, you find out that he's more interested in power 2027. He's not concerned about the thing that is happening. And look at, like your guest in the studio there, I didn't quite agree with what he said concerning America coming. I think he's saying what he said because none of his family members or relatives have been abducted or kidnapped. He has not paid any ransom. If any of these things has happened to him, I don't think he will say what he's saying. We love the coming of America. Let them come.
All right.
If you said yes, let them come. We love their coming. If he said that America has never stopped insecurity in any country, are they the cause of it? We know the mindset of these Arabians. They are the cause of insecurity in most countries of the world. That is their nature.
All right.
So America is not the cause.
All right.
So we love their coming. Let them come.
Thank you very much. Chief Oji,
the hopelessness I'm talking about. We have lost hope for your system.
Chief Oji, one thing that is always our challenge is we doesn't have the opportunity that the IGP have. My engineer is telling me that my time is not going to extend my time. So let's hear your closing thoughts on this on today.
Thank you again.
Yeah.
I want to remind Nigerians that it is about time to probe this current coastal way. That since, first of all, there has been a lot of expos given to Nigerians, and Nigerians are not just taking advantage of it. Why I'm raising this talk is because of the current secured loan in excess of 1.2. It was never targeted to connect Lagos and the other states. It was just an avenue and opportunity to open up the section that Lagos state government do not have the money to embark on such projects as to linking up the real Lekki, because the Lekki we hear as Lekki Phase 1 is not the existence of the real Lekki. The real Lekki is actually situated in Ibeju Lekki, which is the biggest landmass of local government in the whole of Lagos State. And we're seeing it, that they are taking advantage of it, which is why Debo Mai, the current Minister of Works, began that construction from Lagos, because it's meant to achieve opening up to that environment, which become a real big investment time for them.
All right.
Otherwise, we also look at the fact that the current road that is done from the Eleko roundabout to Ekpe and some sections above was done by Dangote and not Lagos State government. Right. Dangote didn't come out to tell Nigerians about this. Lagos State government did not also come to tell Nigerians about it because they didn't have the money to do it.
Thank you.
It is still a hidden agenda, and we'll ask ourselves why.
All right.
Despite the huge amount of revenue coming into the state coffer of Lagos State.
Thank you very much.
All this information so that Nigerians can wake up to the responsibility of requesting for accountability. because all these loans that are being acquired here and there will be paid. And incidentally, those who are acquiring it are busy ensuring their easy exit.
Thank you
And
very
the
much.
justification will
Thank
be
you very
that
much,
the state
Oji
police will serve them for
Alexander
life.
Chijuki.
Nigerians,
Thank you
please
very,
welcome.
very much. Thank you very much. Oji is a chartered management accounting and equally a public affair analyst. Thank you very much for joining us all the way from Europe. I think we will do like this many Saturday with you. We'll be looking at maybe sometime next month. We'll be looking at the lawmakers in other country. What role will they be playing to ensure that policies, the politics, and the people are factored in whatever they do? Oji, thank you very, very much.
Thank you so
Oga Oni,
Well,
your own closing thought, please.
it has been a fiery one. I will say this finally to Nigerians, because this is the general confusion outside there. Nobody can save any country. Any country that wants to be rescued, the people by themselves have to put their boot on the ground and fight for their liberation. Something is obvious. We don't have leadership. That's why we're in this mess. And Donald Trump cannot give you leadership with his missiles or with his military. You understand? So it's all Nigerians. We cannot give the work that we should do to Donald Trump or the US. It's we that will fight for it. Tinubu cannot lead Nigeria to victory or to a prosperous country. We all have to come out and demand for better leadership. If you think Trump bomb is going to save you, just go to history and browse and look at what the bombs and the missile of US have done to other countries. It's enough to teach you a lesson. If you think Nigeria is a joke now, when the missile keep dropping, it will be more of a joke.
But just less than 60 seconds.
Yeah.
It's a big challenge for our own people to now believe outsider. It's a big challenge.
Yeah.
Because the more we say all the call, if I still pick call now, people will say yes, they hear what you say, but let Donald Trump still.
Like I said, it's hopelessness.
It's a big issue.
And
what do you think the government, those that are in charge, should be doing now?
I'm sorry to say that those that are in charge they don't have anything to do. They don't know what to do. Tinubu did not have any security plan when it was coming. He did not have any plan to solve the problem for the north to the east to the south. He just wants power and he got it. He does not have any plan for economy.
I won't believe you, because he said he asked for. He will tell us not to pity him.
Okay, because let me tell you something that I said that no, don't vote for me again.
4 years never reach.
4 years don't finish now. Nigerians, well, let me know if you have the electricity. It is just mouth and mouth.
Okay, let me know
no plan.
If you can do it 30 seconds, 30 seconds. If you can do it.
Hello.
If you can do it 30
Hello.
seconds. 30 seconds.
I'll just do that. My name is you see,
Hello? Hello? Well, maybe by God's grace, next program, next time you will have opportunity to talk to us. This is how we are ending today's show. My name is Joseph Folorenshaw. It has been a very, very wonderful time with my very, very wonderful friend, comrade Ayo Yinka Oni. Thank you very much. He's a human rights activist and public affairs analyst, a member of Take It Back. When are we going to see Omoyele Shure that he will not almost every second he's in court, he's in
where is Nigeria now? That's where the police put their resources instead of focusing on insecurity. That's another problem we have.
Wow, thank God, come and help us, and this is how we are ending today's show. As you know, my name is Joseph Folorenshaw. I equally thank Oji joining us from Europe. Oji, if you are still there, thank you very much for joining us. Okay, it's no longer there, and by God's grace, please continue to support, encourage, listen to VOP 90.3. We will continue because of you, because if you are not there, we cannot be here. We'll continue to come up with wonderful program that will continue to encourage us, that will continue to push this create those conversations that will move this country to the promised land. And we strongly believe that we win. Nigeria will conquer. Nigeria will overcome the challenges that we are facing today. I strongly believe that. Please do whatever you can do. Whatever you can do, please support, encourage the system. And don't be a problem. to the system, but be part of the solution to the problem. So that at the end of the day, all of us, we continue to be firm and out of this very place.